Well, hello, everyone. It's Monday, St. Patty's Day in the United States, and we've got a lot of people in green here in the room celebrating the Irish holiday on Monday, the 17th of March, 2025. We're right in the middle of March. What a wonderful end of our first quarter, January, February, March. I love the first quarter of the year. I always get so excited. Everybody seems to be so excited. Welcome to Mentor Monday. We do this every single Monday at this time, and it's a wonderful event. We've got some new people joining us today. Super welcome to all the new people joining us from around the world. I don't see any of our African friends on yet, but I'm sure they'll jump on soon. Don't really have any new news for the corporate from the corporate side of the company, other than the fact yesterday was the last day of the early registration for the uh, our big national event in Las Vegas on May 9th, the National Leadership Summit. Claudia and I were talking about it. We're already planning on what we're going to do when we're there, when we're not at the meetings. But that's on May 9th. But you can still register. There's still tickets available. There's tons of tickets available. And so we encourage you to go and register for that. It's our main event in the United States this year. Our convention will be in 2026. So this is our one big time for the whole United States team, but there'll be international people there as well from all over the country. Dave can sure talk about that. I know he knows who's coming from the international side, but that's May 9th in Las Vegas, Nevada. So it's going to be a fun weekend. Claudia's got all kinds of things already planned. She's going to be the party planner for our team that weekend, Claudia. But anyway, let's get busy here. We've got a great subject today. It's a top subject that I've always liked to talk about. And Dave's the expert. Dave's the millionaire maker. And Dave, always great to see you. I hope things are well in San Diego this beautiful morning. Looks like it's beautiful here in Texas. Dave, what's up going on, my friend?
Thank you, Jim Michael. As always, it's wonderful to see you and everybody that's here. Jim Michael and I, we go ways back, and I've been out to his place in Texas, Tyler, Texas. I took a drive through Tyler actually before I even knew you, Jim Michael. Love that place. Beautiful, beautiful, kind of a quaint town. But I love these Mentor Mondays because we get together and share, thoughts, ideas. And this is a way also for us to keep connected. Um, I've now been with For Life, many of you know, for 27 years. When you think about it, our industry is not known for that of network marketing. It's kind of people get in, and you're lucky if you get a few years a ride out of it. And I can give you all a statistic that I recommend that you all remember. This is a fact. One, one, one in 100 network marketing companies survive past 10 years. Now, in the traditional world, it's 4%, 4 in 100, because you got little ma pos places that open up and, they tend to stick with it. And they also have more investment when it comes to a financial investment in beginning something. Jim Michael invested in restaurants. You're not going to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in a restaurant and shut it down in a year, unless you don't know what you're doing at all. But nevertheless, 27 years with For Life. So, having said that, I feel that I've learned quite a bit about cycles. And what I mean is, life is cyclical. We go through cycles. Every day is not the same. And we're people. We have emotions. So you go through all those emotions. In fact, I'm going through one recently right now. I've got a gentleman that I've been working on in India, of all places. He spent the same amount of years with a different company that I've been with For Life. The same. He joined that company when I joined For Life. And I've been working with them, and he's making some serious decisions about working with us, with me. And he just sent me a message, and it chokes me up in a way because I know the emotion. When you've been tied to something for 20 something odd years, and then you make a change. And so this is an emotional business. I've seen people come, I've seen people go, I've seen people stay, I've seen them come back, Stay a while, go, come back, go, come back. I've got people that have gone through this revolving four life door over the last 27 years, and they've come and gone numerous times. And it's funny because they come back. Why do they come back? Because after going out there in the world and looking for opportunities, they realize that we really have an incredible opportunity. Solid company, 27 years, manufacturing our own products, doing our own research. We're a science company. We're a research company. We're not a marketing company. Marketing companies come and go. They're a dime a dozen. For Life is very different. I tell everybody, take a tour of the For Life plant. I did one a few weeks ago, and it just blows your mind. It makes you proud too to realize that, we actually, from a concept to the capsule or the tablet or the drink, whatever it is we're taking, takes years and years and years of research and validation, substantiation, studies, and so forth. So, what I'm saying is, when I realize what we have, well, my goal is to get other people to realize what we have. And I understand there's a process to that. You begin by planting a seed with somebody, bringing them in, showing them value, what we have, what we can offer. All right. And that's what I did with a gentleman in India. And he realizes that what we have here is life changing. And so I'm hoping that everything is positive and he's going to be working with us for life. In fact, hopefully he'll be on these Mentor Mondays because it's only 9:45 in the evening in India right now. So retention, as I mentioned earlier, this is an emotional business. And I look at it kind of like people that I work with we're like a family, brothers and sisters. It's more than just, another associate, selling a product. And that's the glue that holds it all together is the relationships that we develop. And I've just found that the best way to bring somebody in to our community, our For Life family, is to plant that seed and be very honest, open, heartfelt, sincere, all those positive attributes that somebody can see and feel. And if you do that and you show them, you offer them what we have here, most of the time they see it. As long as you can, I call it paint a good picture. And that's really my job in a way. I'm like a picture painter. I present to people and just try to get them to see this for what it is and then answer all their questions, remove any doubt, remove any fear. And I know this guy in India, he just messaged me like 15 minutes ago just saying this is not easy, and I know it's not. My heart goes out to him. It's not. But I also said, you'll be happy. When you see the results, when you see what we do, you'll be very happy. But we've got this relationship started and I hope it continues. So I have that same relationship with many of you. I've been out to Tyler, Texas with J. Michael. I've been with Jillian in Utah. I've been to Canada with Claudia in Toronto. Um, I've been all over the world, 106 countries, doing my best to work with people and keep that, that family, that community, working together. But having said that, life is life, and people come and people go. It's a revolving door. So here's a couple of lessons I've learned. One, never burn bridges. Don't burn bridges. As emotional as something might get when somebody may leave, trust me, I've had people come and go and they go off and try something else. I'm not a dream stealer at all. I'm a dream builder. And I believe honestly that the reason that they've come back to me is because of that philosophy. Now having said that, if somebody's trying to harm me or harm my family or my community, we all put up that little wall of defense. And so, but I've always been a big believer in abundance. There's a lot of abundance out there, enough abundance for everybody to achieve their goals and their dreams. And so, one, don't burn bridges. Number two, do the best you can to keep connected with those that you sponsor. Now, as you know, network marketing or networking in general isn't always about you sponsoring somebody and only working with them. I mean, I talk to Jillian all the time. Jillian's under a group from Ecuador, and yet, I have kind of zeroed in with Jillian. We've become very close friends. We're like family. Same with Claudia, you know, and Claudia's Jillian's sponsor. So I don't know what level they're on to me. Probably maybe what, Claudia, you're probably level what, 5, 6, 7, somewhere down there. I don't count. But the point is, you're going to find yourself more often than not working with people that are below people. That's networking. The definition of a networker is somebody who develops the ability or the skill to present a plan, present an option, present an opportunity, present a product to someone you don't know through someone you do know. You see, that's networking. You're getting into markets of people through people so you're networking. And so that's what I do. And some I've got better relationships, honestly, with people that are down below me in many cases than the ones that I personally sponsored. The ones that I sponsored, whatever they're doing in life, it's great, that's fine. But that's what I love about this business and what I love about For Life, by the way. Our pay plan allows you to work down deep. It doesn't matter where your diamond is, where your presidential diamond is, where your bronze is. They could be down at level 100 and it still qualifies you to move up rank. So stay close to your people. All right, especially the ones that you have to identify. I only have 24 hours in a day. I believe you all have the same. So as you're building your business, you start to identify where to put your time and energy. It's kind of like if you're building, let's say, a soccer team, and you got all these players that come on board. You're going to start identifying who's first string, who's second string, and just because someone's second string and they may not be a starter, that doesn't mean they can't improve. I can't tell you how many people that I have watched in this business begin. They were quiet and shy and just stood back and observed and watched. And today, they're the most dynamic presenters and leaders. One of them is Juan Rosado. Now I've got pictures of Juan where he's watching me present, and you can just tell that he just doesn't have that self-esteem, if you will, that security within yourself. Today, the guy's incredibly dynamic, made many tens of millions of dollars. So stay close to your people, all right? Be heartfelt. Do the best that you can, all right? Be honest, and try to, I'll say this, and I want to pass the microphone over to Jillian. One of the things that tends to happen in this industry, in this business, that it does frustrate me, over promise and undersell. People tend, and I'm not saying them for life, just other people that I've seen, they always feel that they have to overpromise something to make it sound so good, so great, that people, when they get involved with them, they're disappointed. They're like, well, you said this, you said that I was going to make X amount of money my first week or my first month. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. All right, underpromise and overdeliver. You're going to find that if you kind of keep that philosophy, keep it real, and you work with people, this business transforms lives. Our products bring tremendous value to people when you understand what we have with transfer factor products, with our nano elements, the gold factor, zinc factor. When you understand our anti-aging products such as Age Pro, but everything that For Life brings us is second to none. It's the top quality product. So you can be very proud of that. And if you just follow what we all teach, you can transform your life and the life of others. This journey of networking isn't about just you. It's about the people you bring with you. And that's what I love about it. You cannot rise to the top. You cannot succeed alone. This isn't like real estate where you can maybe buy a piece of property and sell it all by yourself. No, you're building a community, you're building a family, you're building a team. And that requires unity. It requires, working together. It requires synergy, and momentum is what you really want to build. And that's only done together. So having said that, I want to pass the microphone over to Jillian. Jillian, she's got a tremendous background with Avon. And I'm learning a lot from her. That's the other thing I love about this business. We are a community of contribution. where everybody brings something to the table and can contribute, and we learn from each other. And that's what makes this so great, you know. And I still am learning after 27 years in For Life and 44 years in networking. You know, Jillian came to the table and I'm learning a lot from her. So I want to pass the microphone over to Jillian. Jillian, it's all yours. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Dave. I think just let me get on. Just hold on a second. Hi, everybody. I just want to say happy St. Patrick's Day. It is all about relationships, as Dave mentioned. It's about building trust, regardless of where somebody is in their journey. We meet people that come and go in our life. They show up for a reason and then they come back. But ultimately, as Dave mentioned, if you have a strong foundation of trust with somebody, and I think I shared this with Claudia the other day, like trust is my love language. By the way, if I don't have trust with somebody, I just can't have a relationship with you. It just is the nature of maybe what I've gone through in life. I mean, I'm almost 60. I have been through a divorce. I have three daughters. I've lived through the teenage years. I've worked with a company that let me go after 20 years. And, like to Dave's point, sometimes you have loyalty and you have maybe a misconceived loyalty because you have an invested interest in something, to your point with the gentleman from India. So you put in all this time and effort on the assumption that your life is going to be, going a certain pathway. However, sometimes things happen that's beyond your control. So it is really a life lesson that sometimes I try to really install on my children. But I think sometimes it takes experience and it takes sometimes having to go through the motion to learn these lessons. However, for somebody coming in new, if you can go back in history and look at, the legacy that's been left behind and do your due diligence from the beginning and building that, investigate the companies that you're putting your name towards. That is the one thing that I did, Dave, was because now I was going on a different journey based on the lessons I learned in life. You know, I had to make a decision based on my investigation. So like your point, I stay back the first probably 6 months of my journey with pro-life. I stood back and just, okay, is this for real? Is this really for real? I don't know if it's for real or not, but I like what I'm seeing, but I don't know if it's for real. And then finally, after going through my journey and experience and then do my due diligence of learning and building the trust is when I decided, okay, I'm going to declare myself. But each and every one of us has to go through that hurdle of the trust factor before we can truly succeed in what we're doing. And yes, we go up and down, and it's always a journey of up and down until we get that level of, how do I present myself in a way that's going to build trust for others to believe what I believe in? And this is interesting because when I did come from Avon, I did work for Avon for 13 years I was with them, but prior to that, I was with another company, one of the oldest companies in the world, actually. I worked with them for 20 years. But I lost my faith in that because beyond my control, they went a different pathway. And I was very hard for me to go back into the industry, into another industry, because I'd lost some trust. So then with the company that I was with the number one core value that they talked about was belief. I'm going to share something from Avon. It's one of the oldest companies in the world when it comes to direct selling. But their three-step module was believe, achieve, succeed. So if you believe in it, which is everybody needs to believe in it, you will then achieve what you're looking to do, and then you will succeed. So that was a three-step module that they used to teach. But if you think about this with for life, in order to be successful, you have to believe in not only what it does for you, but what the outcome it can give you based on what you're looking to do. So we don't necessarily know what somebody wants to achieve unless we ask the questions. And that's one of the things I think we have to get better at, just having a simple conversation with the people in front of us. And if we know where they want it, what they want to achieve, what problem they're looking to have a solution for, we can easily direct them to where we can solve their needs. So that's one of the things about, customer retention and making sure that they stay with us, is that we can offer value and solve a problem from the minute we meet them. We have that customer retention. So that's where it's really, really important to make sure that somebody has a place of love and belonging. They know where to go to not only solve the problem, whether it's health, like typically most people today are struggling with their health needs. So we know, and I know this because I have my own personal journey with For Life, is that I solved the problem with my health needs. I had a brain injury. I took some products from For Life. That's basically what converted me, is I actually had a personal experience. I actually went through the journey, and that solidified the belief in what I was going to present. I don't want to put my name on something if I don't believe in it. So first of all, we have to make sure that if you're going to present something, that you yourself are your own advocate of what you're presenting. So that's why it's really good that, for yourself to try the products, even if it's just one product, try one thing that resonates to you. And then the second thing is, when you are with somebody in front of you, do we know how to identify what their needs are? What are they suffering with? What is it that they need? Most people go, okay, I'm going to give you something that's going to make you a lot of money. But how is it going to make them money? It goes back to the belief system. Do you clearly know what you're talking about? I can talk more so about health, so I'm really comfortable about the health because of what the journey that I've gone through. So I could easily tell somebody to, take the recall because the recall helped me. So I can easily show them a pathway to help them get cognitive focus and help them with brain health because it helped me. So what are we doing when we talk to somebody? We need to tell them, send them somewhere else. If you can't answer their questions, this is where it's powerful for your customers to be able to know where to send them, where we can answer their questions. So it's not just about you. So I don't always know the answers, but I know there's somebody within my community that can help. That's why if somebody wants to build a multi-millionaire business, who am I going to send them to go meet? Fortunately, I have a good relationship with Dave. So I'm going to send those people that are looking to get money or looking to build a business, I will send them to meet my friend Dave. Okay. If somebody says that, I'm having problems with my weight and I want to lose weight right now and I need to, I don't want to do the Ozempic thing, but I want to do something naturally, where do I send them? I send them to a community that is where the expert of that particular concern is. That's Dr. Ronnie. So Dr. Ronnie is my celebrity detox friend who I have a great connection with. She can solve the problem. I can maybe hint at solving the problems, but I'm not the expert, but guess what? I'm connected to somebody. So ultimately, for customers or for building your retention, it's not necessarily you solving the problem or to help them feel comfortable. It's the community where we can add value. So more than anything else, you need to sort of look at how can we leverage the community that we have within For Life. And we're very fortunate. We have a global community. I don't speak Spanish, but guess what? I have a friend who does. I don't speak Portuguese, but guess what? I have a friend who speaks Portuguese. So you know what that means? That means I now have an extended community, extended support. And this helps open up so many doorways. So please don't ever underestimate the power of a community, and this is what we have within our network. So one of the things I want to show you is the communities that we have, that within the For Life community. And yes, there's many, many more, but right now, because I'm the English market, and we have mostly people here from the English market, I want to share the communities that we have. And I also want to show you the value of what we have in the communities to help in two pathways. We have two pathways that we typically send people to instantly. So for instance, Rita, if you have a friend that says, you know what, I'm not feeling very well these days, but I need help on, where to go to get some solutions and maybe some testimonials on some products and that might help me feel better. Where would we send them? We would send them to our Good Health. If you don't mind, I'm going to open up my screen. And if that's okay, am I able to share? Okay, 1 second. So I'm just going to go. All right, so just so you know, I'm on my Facebook screen. Can anybody see my screen? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I just want to, right now you're just seeing a screen that says Oakville, Ontario. So I'm just going to go back to my screen, my opening screen. This is me. This is me. I'm Jillian Murray. Yes, I'm in St. Martin, so I'm in a little island in the middle of the Caribbean. But I have conversations all the time, regardless of where I am. And how I do that, I have conversations in communities. I'm on WhatsApp, I'm on LinkedIn, and I may have a conversation with somebody, and they're telling me they have a concern, or like just in quick dialogue. I said, hey, you know what? So Dave, you told me that you have some problems with your health. You're having some headaches. I think it might be a good opportunity for you to maybe just come join me in this community that we have, that we talk about good health solutions. So would are you okay if I invite you to that community, Dave? And you'll probably say yes, right? So I'm just going to go to some of my list of groups that I'm a member of. Okay. 1 second. I'm going to find my good health. That's the one that we have. This is the community we have for our community. It's called Good Health Solutions and Stories. This is where we send people that may be having some concerns about health issues. We're not selling them on For Life right now. We don't want to bombast them with For Life at this point. They've just told me that they have a problem. I have a headache. I keep getting headaches, or I'm having problems, with whatever health concerns they have. Or they maybe even somebody that's dealing with things that we can't talk about publicly, which is probably things like cancer and things like that. We have to be careful with compliance and what we say. But we can send them somewhere where we can have these discussions. So this is the one place that I would send them to if you have a friend of yours that you're worried about their health, or even you want to be able to send them somewhere where we can have a further discussion. So this is the Good Health Solutions and Stories. It's a private community. You can send people to that community so we can have a discussion that's not just coming from you, it's coming from us as a community. Other people have had stories, or they've had an experience that we want to share with others, so they feel like they're not alone. That's a big part of what people are struggling with. They're feeling like they're not alone and they don't know where to talk to. So we are giving them an option to find some solution. So this is where I can invite somebody to come and join the community. So there's 2 ways to invite people to this community, and I want to share this because some people are struggling with Facebook, but it's very, very simple. Once you're inside the community, if you're a member of the community, if you're not, please make sure you're somebody puts the community link inside the chat box. But basically, there's 2 ways to invite somebody to this community. You can invite directly. If you're already a member of this community, you can just click on invite, and you can invite your Facebook friends. So if you're already a friend with somebody, you just click on here. So I'm just going to show you what that does. Click on invite friends, and it's going to list. Sorry, my internet's really slow. I'm on an island in the middle of the Caribbean, so sometimes it takes some. So I can now go in, and these are people that I can invite. So Patty Healings, by the way, she's a massage therapist that lives on the island. Probably a great person to invite to the community. So I'm just going to invite her. I'm going to invite Andrew, Nikki, Sally Shaw. These are all new people that just recently added me as a friend. I'm sending them an invite. So they got a notification so you'll notice on the left-hand side, it says Patty Healing and 3 others have been invited to join this group. So they got a notification that I invited them. Now, that is just a basic invite. I prefer to do this, and I'll tell you why. You can click on the share button, and you see here, it gives me so many different options to invite people to this community. So I can invite them through a messenger. I can go to WhatsApp and invite people. I can copy the link to this community right now, and whichever way, some people use Telegram, other ways you just copy the link and send it to them. But you can also even share this group to another community you might be managing. You might have multiple communities that you have yourself. You could actually share this link to other people to come join, and they would click on it and they can join if they want to. If you have a page, you can actually post a link to this community to the page. You can also create a QR code. that's the beauty of this. Facebook has the technology figured out. But what I do like, if I wanted to send a message, I'm going to open up Messenger. I know Paul is already in the community, but I'll just do this for the interest of this exercise. I can put a little personal message here. This is about building relationships, right? It's about letting people know the benefit. Hi, Paula. I wanted to make sure make sure you are inside our community. And it could be a personal message you want to make that helps people with health solutions. Okay. And you just sort of send them a little message. It's going to send her a message. So she got a natural message, a personal invite. So if I go back to, let me look for Paula, I'll show you what a message that she received. See, you notice in the Messenger tab at the bottom here? So she got the link to the Good Health Solutions, but she got a personal message for me. So that is where, for your sake, you will get more people coming to the community, and you're actually making it personal rather than just blanketly sending out an invite to the group. Does that make sense? It's more personally connected. And this is how you can definitely, if you've had a great conversation with somebody and they say, you know what, I'm having some struggles with something right now and I really need some help, with some answers. I may have a good story for you. I'm going to send you an invite to my community. Now, the next step is, if Paula's in my community, and she says, yes, thank you for the invite. What I can do now is invite her to something that resonated to her. So if her and I had a conversation about how she's having a problem with gut issues, or maybe she has maybe she suffers from asthma. This is where we have an opportunity to really let the community do the work for us. We're not necessarily selling, we're sharing. This is all about feeling good and sharing good. So I have a good story about my brain injury. Somebody else has a good story about, having used our products to help them with their asthma symptoms. So we can actually then tag that person on that story, but they have to be a member first. They won't see this unless they're a member of this community. So first step is, number one, invite them to community. And once we know they're in there, then we can show them something that might be of value from there. But we have to first let them get through that hurdle. There's a reason why we keep this private, because we want to make sure that we can have a discussion about things that resonate to us without feeling like we're going to be compromised. And that's one of the things that, having a private community is a value, because we can have those conversations without fear. So I just want to show you what I mean by tagging somebody. Take the time once you're in this community to start exploring what we have. Underneath the guide section, I just want to show you a couple things. Underneath the guide sections, we have, quite a few things on, like, welcome to the little section about introducing yourself. But guide 2 is really important, because this is where we have testimonials. This is where we have stories that that will resonate to people. So here, this is a great testimonial that Cenelia from Canada shared about her experience about Alzheimer's. Now, yes, we can't publicly promote these stories because we have to be careful about compliance, but there's nothing stopping us from sharing this story inside our community and let people know about the experience. So once this story is up here, hold on a second. Let me go back to the Alzheimer's video. This is the one that Cenelia had. So just give me a second. It just takes a while for my system to catch up. But basically, hold on. Sorry, guys. So let's go right there. Here she is. So this is Cenelia's video. So I can then, because I know this is a great video, and this might resonate to say, Dave, you told me that you have a friend that's concerned about Alzheimer's. I want you to see this video. I don't have to do anything except just show you the video, right? And so if he trusts me, he'll take the few moments to watch your video. And then I can just say, all I have to do is go, Dave, Daughtrey. There he is. I'm going to tag you. So have a look at this. this video. And then, and then you can just sort of, he'll get a message to go watch that video. All you have to do is message him afterwards and say, I just sent you a video. I think it would resonate to you. Let me know when you've watched it. Right? That's all you have to do. Number one, invite them to the community. Number two, find a story that resonates to the person that you're talking to. Let them watch the video. You let them know that you've tagged them on the video. Now, some people may not want to be tagged on the video, so you just have to be sensitive, by assessing their needs. Some cases you can just sort of go to just another trick. If you don't want to tag their name, you don't want to embarrass them, especially if it's something that's awkward, This little section here, I'm just going to show you. If you click on this, it gives you an opportunity to copy the link. So you can copy that link, and then I can just choose to just message Dave directly. So that way I'm not flagging Dave on the post, but I can just say, hey, Dave, here's the link. I'm just going to I'm going to paste sorry, 1 second. I've just now sent him the link to the actual video inside a community. Dave, you should watch this.
Jillian, do they only see when they click on that link, they're not downloading it though. They can just go see it where it is.
That's right. Yes. They're not going to get a saving. What they're going to get is a link, but they have to be a member of the community to watch it. But this is I'm just sort of showing you a different way. If you think your friend's okay, with you just putting their name in there, go ahead. But there may be the odd person, especially if it's something sensitive like cancer, we have some really great testimonials in here about breast cancer and things like that. And you don't want to, in some cases, that person may not be wanting somebody else to know that they're thinking is concerned for them, right? So just be sensitive to the person's need. But this little tip here keeps it private and it's respecting their concerns. So how I did that again, whatever the concern is, or we're offering them a solution, right? So we're copying that link. See that? Copy a link. And then I find the person I'm having a conversation with, and then you can send it to them. But remember, they have to be a member of the community before they see that. Now, in some cases, they'll come back to say, I didn't get a chance I wasn't able to open the link. I said, well, then you just say, hey, you may want to just join the community. It's private. That's another way to get them inside the community. Okay. And the benefit of being inside the community, they get visibility of everything that we're doing. And then, regardless of the fact that they may not be as active, every now and again, they'll see a post that resonates to them. Once they're inside the community, they're inside the community. The door is open for them. They'll get to see what we're doing. And that's why it's really important to have them join that place where they can have a solution solved for them or presented to them. So that makes sense, guys? So how do I invite them in there? So in our world of, when I used to do training with another company, we used to call this the ATM. This is the moneymaker. Call the ATM. We add somebody to the community. Number 2 was tag them. And then number 3 was message. So the ATM, and I have a PowerPoint presentation on it, but just keep that simple. Add them to the community, tag them on the message, and message them directly to follow up. So if you haven't heard back them after, you sent them the message, guarantee you just follow up with them. But 9 times out of 10, once you sent them the video and they've watched it, guarantee they'll come back to you and say, oh my gosh, what do I have to do? How do I get started? Where do I get the product that helped Tanelia overcome her concern? So this is the power of the stories. So this is why, we get more stories that resonate with different topics. And right now we have lots of testimonials, multiple testimonials. I would please take the time to go through. If you don't have a story here that resonates to you, but you have one that you want to supply us with, please send it to us. There's a lot of stories. I mean, like Erica's got some great stories. Erica, has a story in here about recently, which I need to, Erica, add to this testimonial group, by the way, where she just, her scans after, being told 7 years ago, pancreatitis, like we need to have that story in here. Every time there's a success story that relates to what we have, we need to be sharing that in here. So this is, right now, this community is focused on the health aspect of what we have with For Life, without saying For Life. You notice that? And why is that important? Can somebody answer that? Like, why do you think it's important that we don't just go run right in and say it's For Life?
Compliance.
Anybody? Who was that?
Compliance.
Compliance is yes, because publicly but there's certain things we can't say, but also not everybody at the beginning wants to jump in to do a business. But guess what? They'll be your customers first, right? You want to build your business and build your LP, and you need customers to believe in what we have. Now so I just want to say that that's going to open up a lot more doorways, because once they believe in the products, they'll end up probably becoming your next advocates. There'll be referrals. That's what our preferred customer is. That's really about, how can I stay in and get my products for free eventually? Well, you can be a preferred customer, and that they get their credit towards their products. And then ultimately, over time, they may want to become an affiliate. So that's one aspect of the business. That's one community that we want to make sure that we leverage. But there's another community we have, and I just want to share that one as well. But thank you for that. Going back to my screen, so just going to remove the spotlight there. We're going to go back to the other community. What is the other community that we talk about wealth? Anybody? Hopefully you're in that community, because you're on Mentor Monday today.
Upline Pro Inner Circle.
Thank you. Okay. So far we've talked about the good health solutions. That is about the products, the benefits of the products, and how I can get healthy. And then ultimately I'll be a believer of the products. I'm going to now have somewhere to send somebody that is really looking to get access to something that works. We send them to the good health solutions, right? But then there's that one person that is struggling, and this is where this is a great one to be promoting on. Where would you promote this, J. Michael? Where would you be a great place to promote this particular community?
On other social media sites, to anyone that's in the entrepreneurial stage of life. They're serial entrepreneurs, or they want to be entrepreneurs. They want to build their own business.
Correct. And where's one of those platforms?
LinkedIn's one. I know you do a lot of work on LinkedIn.
That's right. And the reason why is a different market, because LinkedIn is about, to your point, J. Michael, entrepreneurs or business people. They're people that are looking to grow their business or find a business. They're looking for work. They're looking for employment. So this is a great place to be promoting this community. So whenever you're having a conversation, regardless of the person in front of you, and they're saying, well, I'm not feeling good, but I want to get healthier. I want to get fitter. I want to lose weight. I always introduce them to Good Health and Solutions. That's a really great community to go to. But then on LinkedIn, which is the target audience, is those looking for money, looking to increase their network. Then this is where I would promote the Upline Pro Inner Circle. This is where I want them to meet my friend Dave. Why would I want them to meet my friend Dave? Because Dave's going to help me grow my business, and the target audience is in LinkedIn. And guess what? Dave helps people make millions. Why would I not promote what is going to offer a solution to somebody in the area where I will find them? So LinkedIn is a great opportunity. So this is where I would invite people that I know on LinkedIn that are connected to me on Facebook. Now, remember, not everybody's connected to me on Facebook and LinkedIn, but I can share this, remember. I can share this by copying the link. I can copy the link to what we're doing and post this on Facebook, Facebook, but also on LinkedIn or any other platforms that I have. So it doesn't mean that you just have to keep this within the Facebook world. What I do is I actually take the event that we have, by the way, like today's event's all about, Upline Pro. I take this community event, sorry, 1 second, and I just take the information that's already posted. We've already given you the post to share. See this one here says March 17 customer retention and strategies. All I do to make it easy is I just take this entire thing that is already here and I just right click it and I copy it. And I'm just going to go to my LinkedIn right now, just so you show you. I go to LinkedIn and I make a post. Right now you'll see my post is already up there, but I'll just go in. Here I am. Second. How do I make a post again on here? I'm used to doing it on my phone. Anyway, my post, okay. But you notice I did that this morning. I'm just going to show you what I did this morning. So I just took the copy from last week. You'll notice how I did it. I just went in and I just copied the paste everything that's been created for you. And I just took the picture and I uploaded it to LinkedIn. There's a post. I have all these people liking it, loving it. Oh my gosh. So these are potential business partners that are interested in it. And the cool thing is, because I did this post about Mentor Monday, I can actually go back and message this girl, say, remember, Bill, you never run out of people to talk to, right? She showed interest. She actually loved and hearted this. Maria Teresa, she's an MLM businesswoman, network marketer. Okay, I can message her. I said, hey, I saw that you were interested in did you actually attend our event? If not, we have an opportunity to talk to her. So don't underestimate the power of using these tools. Even though they're inside Facebook, there is a power of being able to reach out and use what we have and invite them to our community. But we've already created the tools for you to be able to copy and paste. So for tomorrow, my challenge for you is like when we create the event for next week, you can just copy and paste what we've already posted and just post it on LinkedIn. Find out who engages with them. Reach out to them and say, hey, thank you for liking my post. Is there anything I can help you with? And if you're looking to grow a business or start a business, let me know. You've got to meet my friend Dave. Something as simple as that. I didn't go into too much details. You got to meet my friend Dave. He's the millionaire maker. Do you want to meet him? And you never know who might respond. But so just right now, just as a reminder, I want to show you something else. I don't want to overwhelm too much with too much information too fast, but one of the things I want to remind everybody is that I showed you how to invite people to the community, right? Like on the Good Health and Solutions, you can invite, and even with this one, anytime you're in a group, you can actually invite people directly. You can invite by email, or you can share, messenger, WhatsApp, copy the link directly to send people to come to the community. You can also send it to group or page. But I also want you to know that you can actually just go into the, like today we have an event. The event is this one. If we have a specific event that you think you want to invite people to, that has all the information, you can just go to the actual event and you can invite people directly. I'll show you why this is important, because when you can invite people, like you notice I already, Rita's already been invited to this one today. She's already going. But you can invite all these people. You can also go back and invite events you've already done and select them all. And they get invitations from you to these events. When they say going, like I clicked on going for this particular event, I get a notification from Facebook to say that I'm going to an event. I'll get a notification. So I don't have to do the follow-up. Facebook's doing the follow-up for you for the people that you've invited. You see? So the more you use the technology, the less you have to do. And the follow-up is done not just by you, but from the system. So it's a little thing that the more we get used to, and I'll do more training on this, because this is what I used to do when I was working for Avon, and even from other companies I work for, is that you leverage the technology we have and let them do it. The cool thing is you can even add it to your calendar, add event to your calendar. So you'll get a reminder in your calendar. You don't have to do it. The system does it for you. So don't be too afraid of what we have, but I just want to remind everybody about the 2 communities we have right now on Facebook that are not just limited to Facebook, but they are our anchors right now because we are holding information there. The 2 communities are the Good Health Solutions and Stories. Who do we talk to, and who are the people that would go to this community? Who do we send to this community again?
People that are seeking, answers to their health challenges.
Exactly. And how do we send them there again?
Over on invite or share.
Exactly. Exactly. So you can go into the community, and let's go back out. I just want to make sure you guys know how to find that community if you're not. And so I'm here. This is my Facebook. I want to find out where's the group? How do I find the group? Okay, I'm going to go to groups. And then right now, these are just all these groups I'm in. And it's hard to sometimes be like, oh my gosh, where do I go? But like up at the top left-hand corner, you can search Facebook. You can search for anything up there. There are Good Health Solutions. I guess type in Good Health Solutions. And that is where the community is. Then I can go and invite and share. I now want to search Facebook for Upline Pro, because I now have somebody that's interested in business, Upline Pro. So now it's that one. So I'm going to invite my friend to this one, invite or share. Now you can do this all from your phone as well, but I'm just showing you this right now for the laptop. It's just an easy share. There's a lot of things you can do with Facebook, but that's another training for another day. Daughtrey and I used to train on how you can never run out of people to talk to. How do you prospect? I never left my chair for years before COVID became a thing. And all I did was make 30 friends a day from my Facebook and connections. That's how I built my business, virtual business. You don't have to leave your chair. I don't advise that. It's always better to do face to face. So you have the beauty of seeing somebody in person. Like I'm jealous. I'm not going to Vegas, but I really would like to see you in person. But if you are limited to where you are, you can build a global business from your chair by using the power of relationships virtually and online and in person. Make sense? But again, going back, I have somebody interested, and so I want to offer them a solution. I invite them to this community. I find something that resonates to them. One of the most a powerful thing that we have coming up, by the way, we have an event tomorrow. This is really a powerful one that we have. We have an event tomorrow called Breast Cancer. I would make sure everybody I know that is concerned right now about somebody in their family's got breast cancer, or somebody's having a concern about this. I would be inviting everybody I know that's concerned about this. So this right now is an event that we're doing tomorrow. Dr. Ronnie graciously is showing up to all of these calls on Tuesdays. So that is where you send your potential customers. And we would invite them through here that way. Or we can invite them by sending them a personal message. Okay, makes sense? But this is one of these things I would highly recommend for those that are interested in business. We would be inviting them to the Mentor Monday, which we have every Monday at noon. Dave is our expert. And every Tuesday, we have a public forum where we have a health chat that's open. This, by the way, is private. We do not record them. They are just for you to invite your customers to discuss anything of concern. So tomorrow's topic is the health topic, which is breast cancer. But we have it all formatted for the year, by the way, and we will share inside. I think Claudia's already shared the calendar plan for the year of all the topics for the year. But these are powerful conversations to have, and guaranteed you'll convert people to a customer. So don't hesitate. It's not just for you, it's for your potential customers to come to that. Okay. And by the way, these events are promoted as public, so you can just copy and paste, but we make sure that we do not mention pro-life on these events, because we just have to be careful with compliance. But just so you, with all the information, you could be like, just copy everything there, and it could be used as a promotional way of getting your customers there. Make sense? Any questions so far on this? I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. Any questions? Is that too much? Is that a...
It was great. You did great, Jillian.
Okay, thank you. All right. All right, guys. So on that note, then I'll pass it over to you, Dave.
You know, again, like I said earlier, this is a community of contribution, and that is the definition of Upline Pro, by the way. You know, you'll notice that when I refer to Upline Pro, I won't call us a team. We are a team. We know we're a team. We're working together, all right? And the reason that I'm not focusing on the word team is because I have many teams in my organization all over the world. Winners team in Malaysia, Dream Builders, International Mentors team, SEN, you know, a lot of teams, Embajadores en Acción, Ambassadors in Motion. So I focus on community and family. You know, my whole goal at the end of the day is that every one of you builds your team. You know, I've learned from one of my great mentors back in the early 80s, well, two actually, Jim Rohn, many of you have heard of Jim Rohn, and Joe Land. Joe was kind of the first one to introduce me to network marketing. And they would say the greatest security there is lies within yourself. But a lot of people don't yet believe that. Well, when you get around other people and you've got this community of contribution, it rubs off. It's called success by association. That's the other thing they taught me, is that if you want to succeed at anything, remember, you are who you associate yourself with. And so we're proud to be associated together, learning together, growing together. And I appreciate Jillian and everything that she's taught us today. There's a lot that we're going to be learning. Let's do it together. Let's have fun and just keep bringing people into the community. So with that, love you guys. We're just barely over an hour. Jillian, thank you again. J. Michael, thank you as always for hosting. Claudia, thank you for helping keep all this together as well, making sure the links are on there on the calendar. So you're going to see Upline Pro is very fluid. You're going to see some big changes on the website. The focus is going to be the community, not necessarily me. All right. It's really about all of you. I've been 27 years and have built an incredible for-life business. Now it's your turn. That's my purpose. That's my goal, is to assist and help you in doing that. So thank you, everybody. J. Michael, I'll just throw it over to you real quick. And if you have anything you want to share before we finish.
I think covered a lot. Thank you, Jillian, for an excellent presentation. Boy, I learned a lot too on Facebook. So much on how to do things. But by the way, this is recorded. This day, Mentor Monday is recorded. It's on Dave's YouTube channel, which is, remind me, Jillian, the actual title, Global Upline Pro Global.
Upline Pro Global. Yeah,
Upline Pro Global.
Upline Pro YouTube channel. Upline Pro YouTube channel.
Yes. So this will be uploaded in the next day or so, for you can use this to go back to refer or send this to your community of For Life people to help them learn as well. So these are recorded. We'll be back next Monday, same time. Jillian, can you remind me of the topic next Monday?
You know what? Thanks, J. Michael. I just was thinking the same thing, but we'll make sure we get it posted for you.
We'll post it. But another reason to join the inner circle, because that will be posted probably later today, next week's. And in fact, I do know in 2 weeks from today, the last Monday of the month, we're going to be doing the business opportunity presentation, aren't we?
Yes.
And
yes.
That's always a great great. Always know the last Monday of the month is where you can invite your people who are looking for an opportunity to build a business and earn. And that is, Dave does an incredible presentation on the last Monday. That'll be in 2 weeks, but next Monday we'll have another great topic. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it will be posted later today in the inner circle. So get yourself into the inner circle. There might be a few questions, not might be, there are a few questions we ask you to answer, and then one of the administrators will add you to the group. And we'll go from there. But see you next Monday. Have a great rest of your Monday, wherever you are and on this beautiful green earth. And have a great week. God bless everyone.
Happy
See you
St.
guys.
Patrick's Day.
Happy St.
Bye.
Patrick's Day, everybody.
Cheers.
Two.
Bye-bye.
Bye, you guys.
You guys,
Bye.
have a great one.
Have a great one.
Keep
Happy St.
growing,
Patty's.
keep growing.
Bye.